Hi guys, welcome to Charity Bubbles. Today it's me. If you have not subscribed, I request you to subscribe so that you can see whatever is going on here in America, and you can benefit in one way or another. Welcome.
So today is Francis' time.
Wow, wow,
I'm
wow,
just in
wow.
the background, so today is gonna be him, and he has to do it right. So
I'll
we're gonna
try.
have.
I'll try, my dear. Oh my
Have you
goodness.
told them to subscribe?
Yeah, I told them to subscribe. Yeah, yeah.
All right. So today we are gonna talk about something that's very different. Of course, we've been talking about the DV lottery. I know they have filled out the DV lottery, and now we're gonna talk about life in America, like when you come, you have a family or you're a guy, like some of the challenges that you might face and how to overcome them. But before that, for our new subscribers, do you want to tell us who you are and all that stuff?
Okay. Yeah, my name is Francis Nganga Itonge. I come from Nyeri. That's where I grew up from when I was a small boy. So I'm a country boy. Yeah, don't laugh, my dear. It's the truth. Yeah, I grew up in the country
Mhm,
until when I moved up from the country to the town.
mhm,
And I moved to Nairobi when after I graduating in the college.
mhm.
Before that, have never gone to to Nairobi.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I came direct from Muro because I went to the college in Nyeri,
Uh-huh.
Kimathi Technical,
Uh-huh.
and I was doing plumbing.
Uh-huh.
That's what I specialized in the building and construction.
So did you ever think that you would come and live in the US? Did you have relatives?
No, I don't have any relatives in America, and I have never thought whether I can come to America.
Uh-huh.
So it was a dream, but I was seeing aeroplane going loud when I'm working in either Ibakazi or,
Uh-huh.
but I have never have any dream of going being carried by an aeroplane
To go to the US.
to go to the US.
So now you live here. How long have you been here?
I've been in America for exactly lovely 80 years.
Uh-huh.
I can say it is a good place.
Uh-huh.
If you have come here, you have ambitious,
Uh-huh.
you can achieve your goals.
So when you came in, what are some of the like when you came in? Let's not even start there. Let's start like when you were coming in.
Hmm.
What were you expecting to find, or like what were your plans when you came to the US?
Before even I think to come to America,
Mm-hmm.
let me say I was a very ambitious guy.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if I did not go to school or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
me, I know I started business when I was a small boy.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing business of selling soap when I
Mm-hmm.
was like in the second grade.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who knew me from back home,
Mm-hmm.
they can have a witness that
Mm-hmm.
I was a business boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that one from class 2 up to class 8,
Uh,
selling soap.
oh, you are selling soap.
Yeah.
So now this is a new life that you have come in. So what were your expectations when you were coming to a new country?
Let me be sincere, my dear. When I was coming to America,
Mm-hmm.
even my mind was not settled because I did not know what I'm coming to do.
Uh-huh.
Because yes, I had a technical course,
Uh-huh.
but I did not know where I'm going to start
Uh-huh.
because I was not thinking what the American they do. I had some few friends who came from America and they were rich
Uh-huh.
and they were giving me some contracts, but they were telling me the plumbers they are being paid well.
Uh-huh.
But when I was on the way, I was still thinking, where am I going to start?
Uh-huh.
I can take you a little bit back. When I was coming to Nairobi,
Uh-huh.
do you know people usually monolize?
Yeah.
Like you have the reception that is not good.
Uh-huh.
So when I came to Nairobi, I didn't go to somebody's house. I went direct and I rented my own house.
Uh-huh.
So the life was not easy when I was starting.
Uh-huh.
So then I was seeing like I'm starting again. Like
And this time you have a family.
and this time I have a family.
Uh-huh.
So I was like crazy, like, what am I going to do? I have family here, I have my wife, and back home, if you're a man, the wife, she look onto you so that
Yeah.
you can provide everything.
Uh-huh.
And remember, my education, like, it was not good because being a technical course, and with the papers of Kenya, they cannot help you here.
So, did you ever think that you were gonna come and go to school?
Let me be sincere. Me, I was not ready to go back to school
Why?
because when I was in the high school and the college, I really suffered a lot.
Yeah.
So I did not want to go to undergo the same process because I was the one who was paying my school fees, either direct or indirect,
Yeah.
because I had to be employed, either to me looking other people's animals.
So that that money would be paid for your school fees.
Yeah, and it was not an easy task. So I was not ready to undergo because I was saying if I go back to school, then again I'll undergo the same process. Because I remember when I was going back to either to college or in the high school, I did not have any pocket money. So I was thinking, if I go back to school, oh my goodness, I probably, it could be a cycle. So I was not ready to go back to school.
So, so as a new person, when you came in, are there any challenges that you face? Like, because of course there are some people who are gonna come in with DV lottery, they will have a family. There are some maybe, and they're coming to start a new life. What are some of the challenges that you faced that maybe a man can face? Because here we are talking about the men, we are not talking about the ladies like the men.
Let me be sincere. So many men, when they come to America, either they undergo under depression, or they become like their mind is not working.
Why?
Because remember, even if you go to a small town, you don't know any direction. Example, you come from a country, then you come to Nairobi, you don't know whether you are living in Eastland or Westland or wherever. You don't know any direction, and you have never come to Nairobi. Can you try to figure out you have gone to another foreign land?
Yeah.
You don't have any relatives. You don't know where you are starting.
So is language, is our language a barrier, especially when you're coming from Africa? Is language a barrier?
Let me be sincere. The language is a barrier because the English we speak back home, I don't know whether it's English plus our mother language, because these people, they don't understand us. Don't laugh, my dear. It's the truth.
It takes time before like you get to understand even them. I don't think that you hear them. You remember that time that we had gone to the bank and we couldn't like hear what they were saying.
Yeah, because like having an English, I think the English we have back home
is the
Britain one. So when you come to America, everything is like, and remember, nobody to assist you. That is the difficult thing, because for example, the host who can host you in America, probably they work at night, and so when they came in the morning, they just go direct to bed
because they're tired.
They are tired because here people, they work. So the conversation is minimum. Like you have nothing you can share with that guy or that mother, whoever who have hosted you. So the other thing, as a man, you are being undermined because you came here, you have a family, or you don't know any direction. These people, they see like you are full. Because somebody probably have stayed in America for 20 years. Like me, I have stayed in America like 8 years. So I know the other direction through my hand. I know when I'm taking this load, I know where it's taking me. Imagine you know nothing.
Can you tell us, that reminds me of the time that you were going to work and then you got lost and you were with your bike and it was in the middle of the night. I just remember that.
That was a horrible,
that was a challenge.
That was a horrible night because when I came to America, I did not have a car and I was using a small bicycle. And I don't know why the GPS that I was using, it was giving me the opposite. Instead for me, when it's telling me to turn right, the GPS is telling me turn right and I'm supposed to turn left. Imagine you are supposed to go this way and then your GPS is telling you the other direction, and you have a bike and it is night. And you don't know anything. So you become like you are full.
You feel like
Yeah.
like you don't know what you're doing, right?
Let me be sincere. Men came here, and most of them they go back home.
Mhm.
Especially if you have gone to college and you are starting life afresh. Better when you are young, because you can try to adapt the cycle.
Mhm.
But being a mature person is not easy. I can say it is not easy.
So, so that was one challenge, like just knowing the way, and finally you ended up having your car and all that. So, so why? So, when did you have a breakthrough um, that you could say that right now I'm feeling better? I can drive my car, I can go to work, and can do all that stuff.
I can tell you, my dear, it is not an easy task.
Mhm.
If you are not a sharp guy, it can take you more than 6 months for you to know the direction.
Mhm.
Because here the car they move with different whatever with a different speed. And if you overspeed, you get a good ticket. And the police here they don't complain.
Mhm.
They just write your ticket. Imagine you are trying to settle down and you got a ticket, even you don't know anything. Yeah, that's another big challenge. Yeah.
So, so how did you overcome those challenges? Because they will be there, and right now you cannot say that you have those challenges. So, how are you able to overcome those challenges?
I was determined. Since I was a small boy, me, I'm ready for anything. Like if I face any hard situation, I know how to mingle with it, or I know how to undergo with it, because I know if I cannot be able to help myself, I don't have anybody to help me.
Yeah,
So I'm determined
to do it.
to do it.
So, what about the jobs? Let's talk about the jobs. Because let's assume like you are a manager there, or you're anything that you're doing, maybe a good high-paying job, or maybe you are a doctor or whatever. Of course, if you're a doctor or a nurse, you can do a test and the boards test, and maybe you become licensed to work here. But let's assume that you are having this high job, you are working in the bank or whatever. When you come here, are you gonna go direct and work in the bank, or do all that stuff?
My dear, I can tell you, if you have a good career back home, don't come to America. Because whatever you are going to start, you will never forget until you are dying.
No,
Because
but the thing is, you come, it's good to come because when you win the green card, it's a life changing experience. But the thing is that, like, what are you gonna come and continue with the job that you are doing, or are you gonna start with something else different?
what I can tell somebody who is coming in America from Kenya, all your education you forget it in JKIA,
Mhm.
and when you are on the flight in the air, you start thinking, where are you going to start?
Mhm.
Because that education will not help you here with anything.
Unless you go to school and maybe
Yeah,
you get licensed with some
yeah.
stuff.
And it will take time. If you are a nurse, probably it can take 1 year.
Hmm.
But if you are engineer is not a course here in America, because you need to go back to school for another almost 3 years.
Yeah, for you to get licensed.
Yeah, yeah.
So so the jobs, I know that the African man, the way they are brought up, most of them, I don't know if it's changing, maybe it is right now because we haven't been in Africa for a long time. You find that the man doesn't go to the kitchen, the man doesn't take care of kids, the man doesn't cook, like all that stuff. What changes when you come in the US?
One thing that usually change is you get a shock,
Mm-hmm,
because probably my wife, she was working at night,
mm-hmm,
and I'm working during the day.
mm-hmm,
Just an example.
mm-hmm.
And you are there, you have some kid, you have a baby, so you must take care of the kid.
Uh-huh.
Do you know back home, men they don't have all these jobs. I call men they don't do anything
The
in the
domestic
kitchen, the
work.
domestic workers, because there is house girl, there's somebody who to cook. But here you cannot afford somebody to be cooking for you guys.
Uh-huh.
And even to take a baby in the daycare is not easy,
It's expensive.
because not even expensive. You are not in a system. You're not in the system,
Uh-huh.
so that you can be accepted. So you need to start knowing how to cook.
Mhm.
And that is a big challenge why men they came here and they become desperate. Probably when you wake up back home, you find your breakfast. You know, even your wife know where you sit
You're
during
so
the year.
sad.
You find your tea there and the bacon and eggs and bread.
Uh-huh.
But when you come to America, oh my goodness, nobody have that time for you. Either you cook for yourself
Mhm.
or you go to eat in McDonald's.
But is it because? But is it that? And you know, it's good to be clear on that area because someone might think that when you come to the US, your wife is not gonna take care of you anymore, or they are gonna neglect you, or whatever. Like, what makes like the man go back to the kitchen or the man take care of kids? Like, how?
Because you don't have anybody to help you with this job.
Mm-hmm,
Because your wife is working and you're working.
mm-hmm.
And the schedule here, they are crazy.
So can you work at the same time?
You cannot work. If you have kids, you cannot work in the same shift.
Uh-huh.
Because the baby needs somebody to babysit her or anybody to stay in the house.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are alone, I think you can be able to adapt because you don't have another burden. You can be able to figure it out for yourself.
Because you know, people might think that, oh, when you go to the US or the women, they become bad, they're not taking care of their husband and all that. But I think it's good for people to know that life here is very, very different.
The other thing why people they come here and they separate.
Mhm.
Because the men usually think this woman she doesn't love me anymore.
Mhm.
But I can say she love you, but here the schedule is crazy. But like I don't know why the system in America it doesn't favor men.
Mhm.
Because each and every time a man, when you do something, you are doing contrary to the law.
No, I don't think it's that it doesn't favor men. It does, but if you're brought up in Africa or in another place where men are not used to maybe doing domestic work, unless you adapt,
Yeah, and it is not easy.
I don't think if because if you don't adapt, then it's gonna be very hard on you.
Yeah, it's to be hard.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be very, 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 very hard.
Especially, do you know, back home, men they are used of their food is being prepared.
Mhm. And it's put on the table.
Yeah, and it's put on the table. Then you are here, you just wake up, you want to go to work. Some men even they usually eat idomies. What do you call idomie back home?
I think it's just Indomie.
Idomies here, there, yeah.
Mhm.
Because here the system is it doesn't work with the families.
Mhm.
I think the people who created and America, it was not for the family people. Because each and everything you are doing is contrary to your will. Because if you have a kid, they need to go to school,
Mhm.
you need to go to work, you have bills to pay,
Mhm.
you don't have any relatives.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't have any relatives here, America. Oh my
But
goodness.
even that, I don't even think even relatives can help. They have their own schedule.
But if the kids they have their grandma,
Mhm. Oh yeah, that's a challenge.
yeah,
One family.
yeah, because they can be shipping in one way or another,
Mhm.
especially grandma and the grandpa.
Mhm.
I usually see when I'm taking the kids to school,
Mhm.
their grandparents usually take the kids to school. I know they know the system here, how it works.
So they help.
They help.
So if you are by yourself, then it's a little bit harder.
Yeah,
You have to work
yeah,
more
you
by
have,
yourself.
yeah, that is on you. The other thing, people they face challenge when they came to America is the people who host them.
Mhm.
They see like you are full, you know nothing. Like somebody can tell you, let me show you how to wash your hand. Imagine you came here in America probably over 25 years and somebody tell you, I can show you how to wash your hands. You see how you are being undermined.
Mhm.
You see things are not working on your side.
Mhm.
As a man, you start thinking, probably you have been a teacher. I met another guy who was a teacher and he was telling me, I'm ready to go back home.
Mhm.
When I was listening to him, why he want to go back to home, it's just some stupid stuff, small stuff.
Mhm. So should you like just ignore and focus? Or what can you tell someone, because there's someone who is going to be watching and they want to come in, they want to see how, because right now you have your business and you're doing your thing and you're doing well, but what about that person who is coming from Africa and they just want to come and start a good life? They do not want to despair, they just want to be able to overcome challenges and move on and be good.
What I can encourage somebody who is coming to America, don't like to be hosted more than 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be self-reliant. Even if you make some mistake, you know where you are making some mistakes. But if you live in somebody's house for more than 1 year, you will never move forward. So I can encourage those people who are coming, be prepared. Let your mind settle down. Even if you are being hosted, don't be comfortable.
Yeah, because most people become comfortable.
Look for an apartment, because when you are comfortable, you never think you are all for your own.
Of course, yeah, because and this is good to know, because when you go to someone who has lived here for a long time, maybe they have their own house,
Yeah.
and they will give you the whole basement because they are not using it, and maybe you think like you're gonna be comfortable there. So so what do you think?
Yeah, I'm telling people, when you come to America, don't be hosted for more than 4 months. Put it in your mind that when I'm going to be hosted, I don't want to be hosted for more than 4 months. Start working. You can work like a caregiver. You start from the lowest level. Within a few months, you can figure it out what you can do next. But when you sit down, do you know people here, they don't tell you what they are doing. They just wake up and they go. But they left you in the house without, they tell you it's still early. You start working. When you come here, you can start working as a caregiver.
Actually, you can start as soon as even like in less than 3 weeks.
Because I have noted people there, when they come to America, they are being given the paper, pop, when you have the green card. Start working as a caregiver. Don't go to work in hard stores, because you are going to work for so many hours. You are going to be taken to the section where either it's too cold in the deep freezers, or you will be taken where you will be lifting the stuff like dog food or the chicken food for a whole day. And you know, the white people, they know how to do the calculations. So when they put you in a row, they must get your production. Even if they are paying you $12 an hour, they must get whatever they are paying for, the productivity. So I can advise people, when you come here, just go and do the caregiver work. It's a bit easy. Yeah, you learn how to wash people, be patient, sing for them traditional song, console your heart. That's what I did when I came to America.
How long did you do the caregiver job?
I did the caregiver job exactly like 2.5 years. And it really helped me. Do you know that even that caregiver job, I was being paid $80. And it's the same job that helped me to buy the first house with $80. It was not easy, my dear, because I was working for more than 20 hours in a day. Because what you are getting like peanuts. But I was determined. So when you come here to America, please, don't despair. Do the caregiver job as you think the next step.
Yeah. So, and then what about when you come here? So of course you have left people at home, and it's hard. It's hard in Africa. It's very, very hard, and the economy is bad. So, and you have that little money that you're working very hard, and then you're like, I'll be sending my family members like maybe a little bit of money and all that. What do you think the people who are being sent for money in Africa should do?
I think I did a mistake when I came to America. I helped so many people with to help somebody with it like 10,000 is like just like $100.
Yeah.
And I helped so many people. I was thinking when I'm helping them, they are going to wake up.
They are going to help themselves.
But when I was sending the money to them, I think they were seeing this as a channel. Now we are okay. But when I stopped sending the money, these people, they did nothing. So I feel so like when you come here in America, even if you send some people money, be specific to them. Tell them to help themselves.
Mhm.
Because back home, people, they don't help themselves. Even if you send them 1 million, after 2 months, they are going to tell you, our houses are being locked out.
So is it a hardship that people like? Do people is it? Do they get? You know, people say that money grows in trees in the US and all that. Like, how hard do you have to work for you to be able even to send like $50 to someone?
It's a sacrifice. I can tell you, even if you see these people, they build so many big houses back home, these people, they sacrifice. I sacrifice a lot. Even my kids, they should tell you, when dad are you going to last? Even my wife complain. But because you know where you come from, you try to work hard.
Yeah.
Because you cannot sit down and wait for other things to happen, especially if you came here in America and you did not go to school.
Mhm.
You need to work extra hard. If somebody who have gone to school is working 10 times, you need to work at 20 times
Mhm.
so that you can be able to meet the standard.
Yeah. So in other words, what you're saying is that if you send someone something back there, they should be able to take care of that money because people
Yeah.
work very hard.
Yeah,
And
people they sacrifice a lot. I can tell. Even I was saying, I was telling my brother, I would like you to come to America just for 3 months.
Mhm.
You see how even to sleep, we don't sleep enough.
Oh yeah, you only sleep for 4 hours and
For
you
4 hours, and you're good for a day. I was telling another guy, even if I take the power drink, it doesn't help me anymore because I've taken enough. Like, like when you take something for routine, it become a routine
yeah.
to your body. So that guy was telling me, I'm not seeing even taking any more energy drink because they don't help. So when you guys, you come to America, if you send some money to these people back home, tell them to help themselves. That's it.
Yeah, so what's your parting shot for the people who are coming? There's some people who won DV 2023, they're almost coming, DV 2022 is coming.
Oh, guys, when you come to America, you are welcome.
Mhm.
Make sure you work hard. People, they usually say the America is the
Land of milk and
in the
honey.
land of milk and honey. No, you work hard so that you get this milk and honey.
It's a working community.
It's a working nation.
Yeah, like people work very, very,
Very, very hard. People, they don't have anything to enjoy.
Mhm.
People work 7 days in a week, 24 hours all the time.
Mhm.
So I request you guys, watch the charity bubbles. We are ready to help you guys when you come here. There are so many things you can do. If you are technical guys, there are so many things you can do. Don't despair. If you are a young lady, you can do nursing, you can do any caregivers. But if you are young, come and go to school. Don't be like me. I didn't go to school. Yep. Thank you so much. Bye bye, guys. Woohoo.
Click that button over there.
That one.
Yeah.
Head.
Has
Woohoo.
it stopped?
Wait, I record your card, won't you? Head recording.
And recording.